Well, we definitely grew up at school. And there were nights, I hear stories about when we were little and it's the night before the first day of school and mom and dad are pulling an all-nighter painting the office building to get ready for the first day of school, and we have our sleeping bags on the floor, camping out. They did it all. They were obviously the administrators, they taught, they were the bus drivers.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy idea, but we felt like we wanted to be obedient. That's what the Lord was calling us to do.
They went to a piece of desert, and my dad put those buildings together with his friends. They put the roof on backwards at one point and had to take the whole thing apart and flip it around and put it back together. I remember growing up just all the different hats that my parents wore. My mom was secretary, she was teacher, she was coach.
I've known the Fultons for over 30 years, and I know the hard work that they put into this school, the dedication, the long hours.
So we wanted to create a school that would be like a family environment where brothers and sisters in Christ, if you will, where teachers cared about them, where students cared about each other.
So every single field trip, sports activity, you name it, retreat, we're on the bus, headed off.
And by our third year, we had outgrown the facility, and we moved in, I think it was December 9th of 1979. We moved out to our current site in Bermuda Dunes, and have been a K-12 school ever since.
I liken it to when everybody gets together, it's like a huge family reunion. All the kids are cousins, everybody knows each other, and they all just flock to each other, and there's hugging and friends and just loveliness.
We have to discipline things like dress code and gum chewing and not drugs and alcohol. And that, to me, that's a blessing. And I think that stems from what our teachers are teaching in class, what a lot of our parents are following up with at home.
Our kids, in addition to getting along pretty well and worshiping pretty well in chapel, do an enormous amount of homework.
It's rigorous, it's hard. The curriculum is difficult for the kids and we move at a quick pace, but they grasp it and they become, they bloom right before your eyes. I felt I was able to explore all of my interests, all the sides of myself that maybe I could try this, maybe I could do that, where I know I would have never done it if I was at a huge public school.
They have more opportunity. I see them having more opportunity to do things that kind of gives you a level of self-confidence. So I think when you go on to the next level of education, college, you can have the sense that you have what it takes because you've been successful in what you've done in the past. So I think that's what you take out of a small school.
And I think DCA does an excellent job of preparing our students for leadership.
Approximately a little over 96% of our student body have gone on to college. We believe in lifelong learning.
After graduating college, I knew I wanted to do international work. That developed when I was at high school at Desert Christian. I think this school was really good about not just instilling in us the belief that it's important to help others, but allowing us opportunities to practice it. So we were required and encouraged to go out into the community and serve, and also had the international opportunities and see how people were living in a totally different environment. Challenged us, it shook our worlds up, and we came back changed from the experiences.
One of the things that we really try to do at Desert Christian Academy is teach kids that others are more important than themselves.
I think being an anesthesiologist, you have to have a baseline understanding that you need to have compassion for people. And I think in a Christian education setting, you're instructed in that, you're encouraged to be like that with people that are around you. And I think that carries over into your professional life.
We want them to be good historians, we want them to be good scientists, we want them to be well-rounded in every aspect, that knowledge is king.
You don't want to stop someone from going or being able to come to our school because of financial reasons.
It's sad in a private school when you only have primarily students who can afford to be there.
Right now, approximately 2/3 of our student body has some assistance in tuition.
We had to come to the school and ask for tuition assistance because I didn't think I was actually going to be able to come here.
My mom and we were not planning to come to this school. It's expensive. My mom can't afford that amount of money,
I think I have probably 3/4 of my kids with some kind of help and aid.
We've had school families who've been here for 6, 8, 10 years who no longer could afford to come to school. The parents have lost jobs, they've lost houses. This year our tuition assistance is in excess of $900,000 altogether. That's up about 40% from 2 years ago. Our board has felt the necessity to come alongside of those families and help them out through these tough times.
We believe deeply that those that don't have the ability to come to our school because of their economic issues, they should have that ability, they should have that opportunity.
And so it's been a camaraderie of parents, staff, kids, and board members, and even people in the community that have wanted to make a difference in the lives of kids.
I see the return on investment just being tremendous. To know that we have some of the best teachers around that are teaching our children academically, and that are growing, these children are growing spiritually and academically and going to some of the finest universities.
I think it's amazing that they have that opportunity and that the school provides that for so many of them.
And so we see this community growing where we have a genuine concern for each other's children. And that's a powerful thing.
The parents and the teachers are all on the same page. We all want the same outcome for our students. And so we're almost raising these children together.
There really is an overpowering or overwhelming strength in that the founder of the school and his wife, who founded the school together, who had a vision for the school, have carried that vision strongly for 33, 34 years. They're still involved in the school.
Kids have to have confidence. They have to have the knowledge that they can take it a step at a time, but they can summit that thing, and they have to have the ability to do it. And usually the common thread within all of that is a love for learning.
Because in our world, you're going to face so many challenges, and you can throw your hands up and say, I can't do this, or you can be mentally tough and you can rise to the occasion and you can overcome. And that is absolutely the essential skill that I hope that they carry with them.
Well, Stephanie and I had the ability to choose, and we're just blessed that we could choose any school that we wanted our children to go to. And there was no question after looking at the options throughout the Coachella Valley that Desert Christian Academy really offered the finest combination of balance in education and spiritual development, as well as caring, compassion for community.
I believe in the school, but I don't have to say that. You just watch the fact that my family of 6 shows up together on the same campus to go to school and work every day, and we are fighting, sacrificing to make sure that that stays through high school.
When you step on our campus, you do sense that everyone there not only notices you, but takes joy in the fact that you're there. And they're gonna say hi, they're gonna introduce themselves.
It's just one of those communities that embraces you. They wrap their arms around you, and it's this extra support.
I've learned so many lessons teaching at Desert Christian, but the greatest one, the one that I'm going to take away for many, many years, for the rest of my life, is that you truly can make a difference. And it may just be planting the seed. It may be being able to harvest it and see the kids grow right before your eyes, but the things that you say and the way that you live your life out, not just telling them how to live, but showing it and truly standing behind it is going to make a big difference, because kids are going to come back to that, whether it's 5 years down the road, 25 years down the road. They're going to go, that's what she was talking about. That's what they wanted me to hear and to understand and to live out. And I really want to be like that and be that person.